One thing we don't like, even if you support gambling, is the idea that the governor formed a task group or a group or whatever they called it legally that met behind secret closed doors. That's bad process. We have a 56-page bill that was just released with less than 48 hours left to go in the before special session's supposed to start, with many questions left unanswered. This is no way to do business. The governor is at fault here for conducting a secret backroom type environment that leads to a bad outcome. So whether you're for gambling or against gambling, we're concerned in the Republican caucus about the process.
And we agree with those folks over there. No backroom deals.
Thank you.
Because that is what has gone on.
No backroom deals! No backroom deals!
As each of us stand here today wanting the best for our communities and families, we have to ask the question, why have our elected officials forgotten Prince George's County? We put them into our office to represent us and look out after our best interests, the counties and the states. Yet it appears some of them have turned their backs on us with the hope of making an almighty dollar for themselves.
And we are sick and tired of legislators that would try to foist a casino down our throats. Casinos do not help our children, and they do not help families. And so we're here to send a definitive message, no to casinos.
What I have here is the Maryland Constitution. The Maryland Constitution allows the governor to call a special session when there are extraordinary circumstances.
Yes.
This here is the bill, 54 pages. You know what's not in there? One single word about an extraordinary circumstance. There's nothing that they want to do in this second unnecessary special session that they can't do during the regular session. I can tell you, I'm usually standing on the opposite end of the Prince George's County representatives, and they do a very good job and they fight very hard. And they should be allowed to come in during the regular session and fully vet this. It shouldn't be done behind closed doors. We should not pass off our responsibilities as elected officials to some commission that will do what we don't have the intestinal fortitude to do in those halls where you can watch us.
Our elected officials had from January until April to do the people's work. They were unable, and there's the president of the Senate there. He was unable. You can tell when you're winning, when your opposition comes to see you, and then he runs. That's the longest serving state senator in the country, and he ran. So you know when you're winning, and you know when they're losing. They need to get 71 votes. They won't get 71 votes.
We demand an open and transparent bid process for competing developers. An open bid process that's not a sole source. We demand the county and the state to stop using taxpayer dollars to market for casino owners and major developers or pay it back. For the amount of money that was used to campaign for National Harbor and other casino developers, we could have created jobs. That could have went to paying off a foreclosure in our communities. It could have went to subsidizing education in our communities. We demand and establish 35% of local hiring preferences, minority equity ownership, and contracting participation. We demand an open investigation of MGM Resort and its alleged ties to organized crime before we sign any agreement that brings it to Prince George's County and our border.
No gambling in Prince George's! No gambling in Prince George's! No gambling in Prince George's!